There are some nights when the veil between worlds feels impossibly thin. Nights when the line between a mischievous prank and true, unadulterated terror blurs beyond recognition. Halloween is one such night. And for 4 college students, it became a night that would haunt the living long after they vanished into the darkness. It was late on Halloween evening. John, Sarah, Mike, and Emily, a quartet of adventurous, if somewhat reckless friends, had a plan. They wanted to create the ultimate prank video for their online channel, something to go viral, something to truly shock their viewers. Their chosen location? The notoriously eerie ancient cemetery on the outskirts of town. A place whispered to be the final resting spot for forgotten souls. A perfect backdrop for manufactured scares. Armed with flashlights and a high-end camera, they snuck past the rusted iron gates. The air immediately grew colder, heavy with the scent of damp earth and decaying leaves. Gravestones, ancient and leaning, seemed to stretch into the moonless sky like skeletal fingers. The silence was profound, broken only by the crunch of their footsteps on fallen foliage and the distant hoot of an owl. This wasn't just spooky, it was genuinely unsettling. They found a particularly desolate section, overgrown with ivy, and began setting up. Suddenly, John, peering behind a crumbling mausoleum, let out a gasp. There, barely hidden by thorny bushes, was a freshly dug grave. The soil was loose, the opening unnervingly dark. A chill wind swept through, and that's when it happened. The camera, sitting untouched on its tripod, suddenly clicked on. Its recording light, a small, malevolent red eye, blinked steadily. It was recording, without anyone touching it. A nervous laugh broke the tension, but it quickly died as the reality sunk in. "Who touched the camera?" Sarah whispered, her voice barely audible. No one had. They exchanged wide-eyed glances, their prankish bravado dissolving into genuine fear. They tried to brush it off, blaming a malfunction, but the unsettling feeling persisted. They continued filming, trying to regain their nerve, but every shadow seemed to deepen. Every rustle of leaves sounded like a whisper. Then, as the church bells in the distant town chimed midnight, Mike saw it. A tall, impossibly thin shadow, stretched and distorted, standing just beyond Emily, whose back was to it. "Hey!" Mike stammered, his voice cracking. Emily spun around, but there was nothing, just the skeletal trees and the gaping mouth of the fresh grave. A few minutes later, John saw it too, a fleeting, dark form behind Sarah. Again it vanished when she turned. Panic began to set in, a cold, hard knot in their stomachs. They felt watched, hunted. The camera, still recording, captured their mounting terror, their whispered pleas for it to stop, their frantic, darting eyes. The last few seconds on the footage were a blur of terrified screams, disorienting flashes of light, and the sound of heavy, dragging footsteps approaching rapidly from all sides. Then, abrupt silence. The recording light on the camera flickered once, then died. The next morning, a lone hiker stumbled upon the old cemetery. They found the abandoned camera, resting eerily on the freshly disturbed earth beside the open grave. The footage, once retrieved, told a terrifying, incomplete story. But of John, Sarah, Mike, and Emily, there was no sign, no trace. They had simply vanished. To this day, the case remains unsolved, their disappearance a chilling mystery swallowed by the silent, hungry darkness of that Halloween night. What do you think happened to them? Was it an elaborate prank gone horribly wrong, or something far more sinister lurking in the depths of that ancient cemetery? Share your theories in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and if you enjoy mysteries like this, be sure to subscribe.